those are big old things too. So I just pulled up to our office, and we have some stuff in storage here, but what I came here for today is deer feeders. We have we're getting 4 feeders here today, and I will get these loaded up onto the trailer and get back with you guys about what we're gonna do with them. All right, so I have got everything loaded up onto the trailer, and from the office I have 4 feeders. I don't know if you can see them back there or not, but I've got 4 feeders from Boss Buck, and they are 600-pound feeders. They can be gravity fed, or they have spinners for them. So quick backstory on that: I used to be involved in a deer hunting competition. Myself and 6 of my buddies put on a yearly deer hunting competition. Kind of had you get points for deer you've killed, whether it be a doe or a buck. Bucks obviously worth more. Bigger the buck, more the points. And then it also mattered on the weapon used to harvest the animal. So anyways, that was a lot of nothing to tell you that during that we had several sponsorships: Primos, Bushnell, Boss Buck. I think we had a cooler company. We got some stuff from Pelican too. I don't know if they were an official sponsor though. Anyways, we had several sponsorships that we had through that, and so we got to buy all of these feeders at a discount. Well, the guys I office with for the time being, for the moment, we are actually moving into our own office here in the next couple weeks, but the guys that I office with now are actually with the Bearded Buck. It's a TV show on the Sportsman's Channel, I believe. Or this may be the first year that it's going to be on the Sportsman's Channel. It's been on other channels prior to that. But anyways, they are some, what do you call them? They're on their pro staff. There you go. So they go all over Oklahoma, really all over the U.S., get to deer hunt, film it, make TV shows out of it. It's pretty cool to actually see how much editing goes into that. I use iMovie, and those guys are using stuff that is way beyond iMovie, and just pretty cool to see how much stuff goes into that. So anyways, they they switched deer feeders to like 1,000 or 1,200 pound deer feeders, and so they had these 600 pounders, and I ended up buying them from them. So we are going to take these up to Blackberry Ridge and set them out. I happen to have seen 4 turkeys. I've not seen turkeys or heard turkeys up there at all. Yesterday on my way up for the concrete pour, we saw 4 turkeys crossing the road on the way up the hill. So I'm a little bit optimistic about maybe having some luck turkey hunting. That season starts in 2 or 3 weeks here, and in Oklahoma you can't hunt over a feeder or anything like that, so I don't intend to do that. But you can fill feeders, you just can't hunt within 100 yards of one. So I believe that's the number. So Anyway, so we're just gonna, and we need to be doing it to track deer and stuff like that too. So I'm gonna get all these set up and just periodically check them over the summer. The nice thing about 600 pounds is you don't have to check them very often versus the ones that I have out there now, which are like 150 pounds. So we are going to get these set up, and we'll probably, I don't know if we'll get to it today. I'm gonna try to at least get out there and drop them off today, and then maybe tomorrow, if it's not raining too much or we can beat the rain, we'll go set them all up. So bear with us. We'll see you back here in a little bit. All right, so we made it up to the property finally. Work got in the way again. Had to make a stop and work a little bit at one of the jobs. So real quick before we unload the trailer, I was going to come up here and take a look at the slab, see how it all cured out, and check out the cracks and things like that if they've started yet. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you. All right, it looks pretty good so far. Most of the time where you start to see cracks form is coming out of the corners, especially the inside corners. They'll start to hairline crack out. And so far, these look pretty good. So I don't see anything. You can still see it's still drying. That's why it looks so marbled. Check this in. Around the plumbing, it's all good. No, ooh, we got one right there. All the way through. And keep in mind, you're never, ever, and then it's going this way, you're never, ever, ever going to avoid cracks. There's another one. It is impossible. So cracks are going to happen. It's just how you manage them, which is part of the reason for the post-tension cables. So looks like we have a few starting. They won't ever get big enough to be a hindrance or any worry, especially after we compress this thing, put it under tension with the post-tension cables. So let's check out the curbing real quick. All of it looks good. And the most important part, our little note. I wonder what that is. Oh, just something got right underneath the top layer there. Yep. Okay, let's go down here and get some feeders off the trailer. Oh, looky there. Man, that's good looking right there. Good parking spot. My face still hurts. I'm pretty red. It's been quite the week. So I got my hair cut today too. That hurt because my head's freaking sunburnt. So I wanted to, while we're on our way back to the truck, I wanted to say something about the concrete. We ended up giving you some specs. We ended up pouring that without any fly ash in it. So it was straight cement. And the reason why we did that is we had extra guys and we wanted it to set up pretty quick. So we also poured that at 4,000 PSI instead of what I would normally pour a slab at 3,500. We beefed it up a little bit just because I didn't know what equipment we might be parking in the back, and just make for an overall better slab. So that combination right there, straight cement and 4,000 PSI, that slab is the cement on that slab is really, really strong. So we should have no issues with parking equipment and stuff like that in the back, Granted, we're not going to be able to put a 30,000 pound excavator in there, but we would be able to park the backhoe and do any kind of maintenance or anything like that we needed to on it inside back there if it ever came down to that. So we're going to build kind of like lean-to 3-sided housing to house all the equipment. So we'll use probably a lot of the 2x12s that we stripped for form boards for that. So this is going on, and I'm rambling, so let's unload the trailer. So here you have it, all of our Boss Buck feeders. There's 4 of them here, and the gravity tubes are in the back of my truck. One of them has it on it for protein. Then you've got all the legs there. There's the gravity feed tube with for protein setup. All of these legs are set up for a length for gravity feed. I'll have to end up making an adapter to go onto the end of these legs to get us to spinner height. The reason why there's 2 different heights is with the spinner, critters, and not necessarily critters, more so deer, the thing sits so low they can just sit there and continually spin the spinner on it and just non-stop forever get corn. And you do want to try to regulate it because corn is like eating potato chips for us. Or like the best analogy somebody told me, one of my office mates, he's one of the bearded buck guys, is corn. It's like going to a Mexican food restaurant, and that is where you're going to see the difference between feeding a deer protein and feeding a deer corn. Corn is basically like the chips and salsa. You can sit there and eat buckets and buckets and buckets and never really get full, but if you eat your enchiladas, which would be the protein here, you fill up real fast. So while it is free reign and non-stop on a gravity feed full of protein, they still don't eat it like they eat corn, just simply because it fills them up so fast. So we're going to get these unloaded. I'm going to stop short of where we normally park because I'm going to put these in the woods for a little bit. I don't know when I will be able to get back up here, either Saturday or Sunday, to start putting these up where they go. So I don't want them just sitting out in the wide open like everything else, because these things are pretty pricey and valuable, and a lot of people know about them, and if they see them, they'll know exactly what it is, and they'll walk off really quick. So I'm going to stack them over there in the woods, not exactly hidden by any means, but at least not sitting out in the open. And then I think whenever I do get them to their final resting places, we have these feet for them. And I think I'm going to put those feet on them and maybe dig like a 1 foot by 1 foot hole and put a piece of rebar up through it, bent over like a loop coming out of the top. And I may chain these things to that, just simply because, I don't know, I just don't want to deal with theft. And you can see we've already had our fence broke a couple of times, and we're not living. I think when we're living out here, it'll be a little bit different story. It better be, but until then, I'm going to just take drastic measures so that nothing happens. So anyways, burning daylight. It's Friday night family fun night at the Nave House. And we're going to go to an early dinner so that we can get home. And so that means I need to get these unloaded and get home. So I'm going to jump off here, unload this, show you where we ended up putting them, and sign off. All right, so there are all the 4 feeders and the legs that go with it. As I said before, I know they're not hidden, not trying to hide them, just trying not to put them in plain sight. So they're all in pretty good shape. What the heck? They're all, I just fell. That is not ground like it is right there. That is a hole, and I just found it. That felt lovely on the ankle. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna set these out. Try to get turkeys coming into them, and we can cut turkeys off before they ever get there. Never really turkey hunted before, but seeing them the other day kind of got my blood pumping a little bit. So we will see how that goes, and go from there. By the way, while I'm over here, this is also where we are going to be building the houses, and hopefully it's on my parents' agenda. They're coming in a couple of weeks, so they're going to watch this, so we all need to be thinking about it. I would really like to get a good idea of where we are going to build each house and how all that's going to lay out in here, just so I know, and we can, now's the perfect time of the year. The leaves are still off. You can kind of see what you're dealing with before all the vegetation gets grown up, so it'd be nice to just stake all that stuff out now, and then maybe turkey hunt while they're here. So anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, turn the camera around. So I'm gonna get out of here because we have dinner reservations, meeting Evan and Jordan and Reese for dinner as well. So I'm going to get, because I am already late. So until next time. Oh.
See you next time up on the raspberries. See you next time on the map. See you next time on the water.
Okay, $1 if you say it right.
Okay.
Say it.
See you next time up on the ridge. See you next time up on the ridge. I get another $1. All right for me. All right for me.
Just real quick, I was on my way out of here. I just want to show you what I deal with on every single job site on an everyday basis. Look at this. I cleaned this up with my grandpa yesterday morning when we were pouring concrete. Look at this. Look at that. Oh wait, just wait. I know, I'm supposed to be leaving and I just broke my ankle, but I just had to get a video of this. Every single day, this is what we deal with. Look. A glove. You think somebody wants the glove back? Some Copenhagen, some Skull, a couple packs of cigarettes. That was a long day, huh? Just clean out your cars. Looky there. Look over there. Unfreaking believable. Got my ears lowered today. What do you guys think?